Commissioner of Police in Ondo State, Wilfred Afolabi, has ordered the immediate redeployment of the Divisional Police Officer in charge of Igbara-Oke Division, Ganiyu Dauda, accused of extortion. The command spokesperson, DSP Olushola Ayanlade, in a statement on Sunday in Akure, said the DPO was redeployed over allegations of extortion leveled against him by residents of the community. The news agency of Nigeria reports that residents of Igbara-Oke community in Ifedore local government area of the state had on Friday protested against alleged extortion by the DPO. The protesters, who were carrying leaves, blocked the main road leading to the community to show their grievances. Ayanlade explained that the DPO was redeployed following a viral video circulating on social media where he was publicly accused of extortion by the aggrieved protesters during a heated altercation. In response to the video and the serious nature of the allegations, he said the Commissioner of Police, Wilfred Afolabi, has ordered an immediate and thorough investigation into the incident. The command added that when they were apprehended, items recovered from them were... Well, thank you so much on this. This issue is almost similar to the conversation we just had about this lecturer's misconduct. Now, the question now is going to be redeployment. Is that an act to, solve this situation?
Exactly.
Because redeploying this person, he's going to, be in another police station, and the crime continues.
That is it. That is exactly. You notice that we went that frank on that lecturer's issue because he's going to migrate. So there should be a kind of gateway. In fact, there should be investigation. You don't just redeploy because people protested. In fact, when I first of all came across this story, I said when we Port Harcourt people go on protest against these our brothers and sisters who have migrated themselves into government-approved armed robbers. Yesterday, I was coming on East-West Road. There was that stretch, from Eleme Junction to Trader Park. It's a highway, right? Now, at Eleme there, where you have is it area command?
Yeah.
It's area command. Yeah. On that highway, they put tires. That section of the road that they just made motorable, they are there. What are they there for? It's extortion. They are flagging down vehicles, commercial vehicles, and they are collecting money. What is involved now? As they stop you, they will just turn you. If you get to a point like C4I, any vehicle that is suspected, because there are supposed to be cameras that can kind of X-ray the vehicle, and there are things that like a suspicious thing inside. The person on control of the camera will give signal to the person at the control point, and they will flag you to enter under this thing. Now they are doing it manually to those they want to extort money from. They tell you to enter there. Not that the camera is no longer there. Nothing that is touching on security is there. They just put you there and collect money from you. The one I entered, where was that yesterday? They are no longer collecting 100 naira. It's now 200 naira. And what these people don't realize is this, and I say it very clearly to them. You see, Nelson Mandela said it all. He said, the more informed you are, the less arrogant and aggressive you become. Do you understand?
Sure.
There are knowledge you will get that will humble you. If these people know the real consequence, just like I was talking about sex, if men know the consequences of sleeping, that is the highest form of initiation. Having a sexual contact is the highest form of initiation. If you know the consequences of extorting, I bought a vehicle one day, the driver was saying that he can't profit anything with that money because I don't give him from my heart. That is the money you hope on to use to train your children. It will not profit them. I grew up in the village. I saw people, community money, usually, majority of that money is contributed by the poor.
Sure.
Those who share such money, they are bringing calls upon themselves. I can tell you, I've seen their end. I've seen because the best thing you can leave behind is the children. Those who will take over the baton of life from you.
Sure.
You see they are living nuisance. So I tell people who doubt the reality of spirituality, they are jokers. Because there are powers that exist that you don't see. So when you tell people, see, be straight. There's nothing as strong as clean hands. There is nothing as strong as clean hands. That is to say, even we approach you, and found that you are not guilty, you are guiltless, and to just walk away because it came for a purpose. When you are walking on the road and there is firing, because that when security agents fire sometime is to test the psychology of the people.
True.
Part of it, those who are arrested are those who run, those who stand, and this thing can also come through training. Those who have been trained and they had the gunshot, they stand and was looking at the direction where the gunshot was coming from, so that they can know the best direction they will go. They will not touch them. It is those who ran into the gutter or inside the bush that they will go after. That's the same psychology when this carnivorous animal strikes. It strikes that group to cause a scare so that the animal will disperse in different directions. Then the one that was targeted to be vulnerable, they will not pursue it. This is just exactly what you see playing out. And I was asking myself, if you are deploying this man, deploying to where? If you are merely deploying him, you are deploying him to continue from where he stopped. Just like the photocopy government we have, wherein the incumbent president said he was going to continue from where Buhari stopped. So you are asking, you are only transferring that evil to say those who are not enjoying him, please have a feel of him. That ought not to be. It should be investigated. If need be, he should be dismissed.
Yes, considering the part of the role the police, the Nigerian police force plays in the country, and protection of lives and property, and conducting what's the word? I'm trying to get it right. Security and all of that in a particular society where they occupy. This issue of extortion, so oftentimes it's not something that should just fly by. And the indigents of the community that's literally protested, like you stated, are those poor people. And it literally, before they had to get to a point where they had to protest, it's something that would have lingered over and over again. Oftentimes when they are seen, they're just sitting there, and probably a situation gets into something and they are being asked to pay a certain fine or some sort of situation. And the Nigerian police force, there's just been this disconnect with Nigerians and this sector in the country. If I'm mistaken, you can correct me, because I noticed there's always been that disconnect. If you hear stories of something happened to a particular police personnel, police officer, literally the sympathy isn't as much as it's supposed to be. Yes, it's supposed to be given to an individual that's actually literally something like the life of someone is not something you want to just play around with. But we notice that most Nigerians do not, put that much respect, importance on them because of the whole things, the pain they have inflicted on Nigerians. This reform, we know that the Nigerian police force has actually come up to reform. I think they are still celebrating. It's supposed to be a 1-week celebration. Nigerian police force situation. I think since March, that's when. Oh no, I think it was since this month, April. Yes, around like 2nd or so.
I think from that day that protest
started, 1st of April. Yes, that's when they started the police reform. I think that I'm trying to get the word that they used for the theme of this year. This reform should be another thing that should be added in that instance, where this part of extortion should be considered adequately. Like you rightly made mention of the ones on the road. Imagine you're traveling all the way from Port Harcourt to Bayelsa. You know how many of them you see on the road. You know how much you have to pay them before you can pass most of those checkpoints. I just want to get your thoughts on this reform. What are the necessary measures? It's not just about celebrating the Nigerian police force. We also appreciate them. But this extortion from individuals that barely have enough to cater, it's literally something we should just sweep under the carpet. And when a police officer has faulted, necessary measures should be taken. Because imagine an individual has actually done something like this. And then the issue of police assaults, it should also be considered in their reform. It's not just about celebrating the Nigerian police force.
Well, if you have a new, I told you about a story that happened in this very state. I don't know the name of that very commissioner of police who came in and was trying to demonstrate the usual LEZ that there were 3 ladies who were caught under Rumokoro flyover. They said they normally extort these bus drivers coming from materials and all whatnot. We've not heard much about that story. In fact, thereafter, it appears as if the policemen in Port Harcourt said, okay, are you a new man to this town? Okay, come after us, let's see. The degree of extortion went to square root level. I'm telling you. For these Ondo people to protest, the thing has gone out of hand. And I expect that we should be able to do that in Rivers State. Do you know how many people are paying from Rivers State to Bayelsa? Because they calculate into this bill how much they are going to spend from here to Mbiama, which is the gateway into Bayelsa State. How many checkpoints would you see? Are those checkpoints basically on the road to protect lives and property of Nigerians or for extortion? There are some, they have built a particular spot, you have to stop and your conductor will have to go inside there and meet them. There is a bag there. Then, like if you, this one that is Ondo we are talking about, whenever you hear that police carry out a raid on their members, right? Whether it's a DIG or whatever office, they will catch them with money, volume of money. They made a lot of money from people, from innocent Nigerians. Is this their duty? And this thing have a way of diverting their attention from the main purpose. Just like this issue that we're talking about, sexual whatever. This thing will divert the lecturer from the main thing because they can't communicate the proper knowledge. Because you can't give what you don't have.
True.
When you are diverted into, ask those who are victims of pornography, they will tell you that whenever they want to have a sound reason, they are diverted. So it's a destructive stuff. Now, all that will be occupying their mind is free money. That's how they call it. How much are you going to make today? How much are you going to steal? In fact, what they are doing, actually, like I said, they are armed robbers. Because it's robbery. So how much can you make out of robbery? That's what I was trying to emphasize. So it's not just mere celebration. They have to look inward. You have a new IG now coming to office. You say all roadblocks should be removed. His target, roadblock is important to check crime.
Yes.
When they tell you roadblocks are removed, you will see a feeling of jubilation. Because the main purpose have been twisted to extortion point.
True.
You know, ordinarily, I've had an occasion of working with share. If you have an occasion of working with share police, the first time I met with share police, I asked myself whether these are Nigerian. That time there was this bomb blast in Share area, that's the residential area, and they brought in forensic expert, and they were able to trace and got the particulars and trace the person who owned the vehicle that was at that scene through snippets of papers, and they caught a particular man who is a custom officer who was on holidays in Port Harcourt, and they asked the man. The man said, yes, I instructed my mechanic about 2 years back to work on my car and sell, and he has done that, exchanged my papers and given me my money. They simply asked him, can you take us to the driver? He said yes. The mechanic, he took them to the mechanic. They asked the mechanic, well, this is where we talk about incrimination, whether it will occur. They listened to him. He made his statement exactly what the man said. It may not be the same, but you see in substance, it's the same thing that he has exchanged everything and transfer paper and the money even to the man. He has collected his own part of the money. They asked him, do you know the people you sold the car to? He said, yes, I know them. Can you take us to them? He took them to the people who bought the car, whom he sold the car to. They got them arrested. They admitted that they bought the car, but that they are resold. They asked them, can you take us to those you sold the car to? They could not provide those they sold the car to. It was at that point that Share Police concluded their preliminary investigation and then transferred the matter to State CID. They released the original owner of that car and the mechanic to me without asking for 10 kobo. So when you, like outside here, overseas and all whatnot, when you hear of police, they are not people that you should dread. They are friends indeed, because you are in distress and you make a call, you will get a rescue. Do you understand? You get a rescue. That sense, that idea, if you ask a child that is coming up here, what's your idea about police? Just do that investigation and you'll be very, very shocked. So we have a very serious matter at hand.
True.
Something has to be done. So it's not mere celebration. They should look inward and try to conform. We are in a global environment. They should look at what is happening in sinner crimes
and emulate it.
Emulate them.
Thank you so much on your thoughts.